Welcome to late night edition of learning programming. Um, I'll admit I should have started a little sooner, but it's been a long day. I had a migraine this morning. Um, didn't really feel great until about 6, and then I had to go visit my parents, and then talked on the phone with some friends. So um, I'm here. I'm here to program, even if it's just a bit. Um, so yeah, I want to try to do. I had an idea. I had an idea um, to draw. Remember how I couldn't get the key casting to work on Love in full screen mode? Um, I was thinking that it wouldn't be too difficult to make a little sprite for the uh basically I want little arrows on the screen, like little arrow buttons drawn on the screen of the game. And then when I press a button, it'll change colors so that you guys can see what inputs I'm holding as I'm doing it. And then same with the jump. Um, so, uh, so I think that could be cool. So let's do a little. I just want to do. So we're gonna need a all silver or all white buttons, and then we'll make like a darker version for when the button's held. I don't think this should be too tough. I think we could do this fairly easily. Um, it's just that I don't know how to use this app. I'm trying to draw. Oh, here. I'm exactly doing this. So let's give us a white. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I would like it to be like prettier than just a square. Like I'd like it to be like a little rounded thing, but we'll have to see how difficult that is to do. G should be paint bucket. And then I want to round these edges. So maybe I do like a also I feel like a little bit of a gradient to do just to make it look a little, I don't know, something that's not just a white square. I know this doesn't matter, but it's just like it takes a little bit more time to make it look one level prettier or whatever. I just think it's nice to, because it's like I'm also trying to learn pixel art too, so it's like uh, it couldn't hurt. I want to do just like a little bit of a, maybe this one should be like one shade darker too. Why did that happen? Okay. This really doesn't, I probably shouldn't be spending this long on it, but it's a long day, so whatever, I'm just going with the flow. Not what I wanted. So why does it do that? These the outside buttons are gonna be left to right, and the middle button is gonna be the jump. Excuse me. Yeah, something like that. And then we can do a new layer. That'll be the inputs, which we're trying to do, you know. You know, even though that's horribly off-centered. Easy. And then nope. What's pencil tool shortcut? B. Well, that just looks. Yeah. That's fine. That's fine. Doesn't need to be better than that. And then I'll need to do the left. I mean, do the right one. And then yeah, it looks a little short. Okay. And then jump. So is there not a text? A text option? Why does it look so different here? Whatever. It doesn't matter. I just want to do jump. I want to write jump. So we'll just write it in black. Yeah. Okay. So if this is what, 150 by 100. I'm gonna save it as a PNG so we get that get the transparency, and then we're gonna have to make 3 different versions of this. So we're gonna say it's like we need it's like we need 3 oh, what am I saying? Need 3 different files, 3 different PNGs. I can't even find where I just saved this. JAWS references where? Desktop. Okay. I just saved it as an A sprite. I need to save it as a PNG. How do you do this? Save it as PNG. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to be called keylogger backplate, and then we'll have keylogger 1 and keylogger 2, keylogger 3. So this is what I'm saying. Like, we'll need a left, a middle, and a right. So 1 will be left, 2 will be jump, and 3 will be right. And then we need to open all of these with a sprite. And then I don't know why I'd only open 1, but we need 1. Oh, no, we don't want to load them as an animation. We just need 1. Then we just need 2. I guess that's kind of cool. Like a sprite kind of realized, hey, they're the same title, just one number different. So do you want to just put them all in a timeline? So that's kind of cool. Okay. So the idea. Wait, did I? Got open too. Okay. So 1 is going to be that P and jump looks awful, doesn't it? Let's just pencil tool. Yeah, let's just do that. So that means we need to save this one again too. Why? Okay. Save. Does that mean I saved the PNG or saved the sprite file? Whatever. Okay. There's a backplate. So the idea is this one is just the left button. With a darker, because we want to be able to see when we press it. So this has like the darker gray there. We'll save that as a PNG. Yeah. And then 2. And the idea is I don't want to be fiddling around trying to get these to line up perfectly. So that's why I did the one template that is 150 wide, 50 high. And I'm going to print them all. Like I'm going to leave these 2 blank so that I can draw this picture and have it not overwrite any other image underneath, because the back plate's going to be behind it if this one's depressed inwards like this. So this can be PNG of 2, keylogger 2, and then the last whoopsie. Okay. And then, cool. That should be keylogger 3. So now we should have the backplate PNG. The just right is pressed, the just middle is pressed, and just left is pressed. Okay. So the idea is we draw the back plate the entire time, and then if left is pressed, we draw this left one over it. If right is pressed, we draw this one over it, and if jump is pressed, we draw that one over it. And then we don't draw these if it's not pressed. So it'll just be the back plate here. And we'll put it in the bottom. I'll put it so that it's not, I'll put it so it's right here. Right here. So you guys can still see it. Because if I put it in the very bottom right, my face is there. So that'll be no bueno. But now that we have that, we can I already saved this as an ASprite file, so I think I'm good to just close. So how do we get pictures into Lua? Really easy. There's just Lua treats things, in order for Lua to draw it, it needs to be imported as a drawable, which how come I don't have it? I guess it's only in like ostrich. Where did we say the pictures? I thought it was in main. Might be in play state here. No, it is not. Oh, just right here. So you have to say, you call this function called love graphics new image. Then you just store it in a variable, and then Lua knows, once you store it in a variable, it knows that this is a drawable, and then you can just draw it to the screen real easy. So I'm going to take these 4, and I'm going to put them in my Joust source pics folder. And I'm actually going to get rid of these because that was the test. That was when I was testing the animation, first of all, which we don't need anymore. And then we probably don't need these. Yeah, We don't need these. I'm going to save these so I don't delete them. But we don't need them. And then we'll have to update our Git staging area to add all those files. We always add whatever though. Like every time we do git add dot, it'll add all of those new files, all those unchecked files. But we'll have to update saying like, hey, don't track these PNGs anymore because I've deleted them. Which it might even say here. If I do get status, yeah, look at that, deleted all of those pictures and added all these pictures. So that's one reason Git is so freaking cool. Yeah, I love Git. Just helps you stay sane. So we've got those files. Let's just put them in our main, I guess. We'll do keylogger plate. We'll do keylogger 1. Keylogger 2. Keylogger 3. And this function's easy enough. All it takes is one argument, and it's a path to whatever the key name or the file name is. So keylogger backplate, and then we need keylogger 1. So you can see why it's easy to, or why it's better to have those simple titles so that I don't have a crazy old file name in here, and to keep the naming convention consistent so it's easy. So now all these variables are now drawables as far as Lua is concerned. So under our play state, we can say in our render function, to draw this stuff. So we can say love.graphics.draw, and then the arguments are like the drawable, the x, the y, the width, the height, I think. I'll just double check the documentation. So I think if you give it 3 arguments, the first one will be the texture, and then the next 2 will be the x and y. But if your second argument is another drawable, then I think that argument becomes the quad. I don't exactly know how that works because you don't have to give it. I don't believe you have to give it the quad in order to draw, but we'll see. First of all, let's just try to draw the keylogger backplate. Keylogger plate at x and y, and the thing is we want it to be at the very bottom, so it's y would need to be virtual height minus the 50 pixels, because it draws it at the top left. So if you draw it at virtual height, it'll draw it below the screen, but we want to shift it up by the height of the image. And then the X needs to be not virtual width because that would draw it right off screen. We want to shift it by 150, but we don't want to shift it by 150 because my face is in the bottom right of OBS. So we need to shift it maybe like another 50 pixels. So let's just see if that draws it or if we need another argument. Wow, look how big it is. So the render order also matters too, obviously. We need to scale this down. It's too big because I forgot it's at a, it's at a virtual resolution. So my tiny pixel art is actually huge. We need to scale it, which, did I just close that window? Here. We need to scale it so orientation, scale X. So this SY and SX scale factor. I don't know how to use that, but let's say we'll give it a 0 for the rotation, and then we'll give it a 1 for the scale. That'll probably be, default scale, but we want to maybe do 0.5 to half it. Let's just see what that looks like. So we'll say 0 on your rotation, 0.5 on your 0.5 on your X scale, 0.5 on your Y scale. And then draw this last so that it's over the lava graphics and everything. And then we'll see if that scales. Nice. So the jump is kind of messed up with the scaling. And it's drawing the white PNGs yellow, which I don't exactly get why it does that, but if your color is not flushed to white, it'll do that for some reason. So I just know that to fix that, you just need to set your color to pure white and then draw your thing, and then it should work. Why was it just working and then it... Oh, yeah, okay. Forgot an S there, my bad. Okay, yeah. So it needs to be, now that the scale's all messed up, the jump... the jump doesn't look good at all. It's because it's scaling it. So like if it doesn't get scaled, it should read normal. It's because that jump was 1 pixel. Like the U in jump is 1 pixel high. So if you're scaling it, it's just scaling it to smaller than a pixel, and then it's like, it's just a white pixel. But let's see if it looks better. Gosh, yeah, it won't ever look better smaller because it's just losing information. So it just has to do with... Yeah. Maybe like a 0.8. Let's see if that looks okay. Hey, that's not so bad. But it just takes up too much space. Like I don't want it to take up that much space. Whatever, that's gonna be fine. I mean, this is just so you guys can see what's going on. So we'll just move that, scoot it down like another 10 pixels or whatever on the Y. Another couple. Perfect. So if that's our location, then we will now draw the other ones. So basically we're drawing the other ones at the same exact scale and X and Y and everything, but we only want to draw them when the appropriate button's pressed. So for the plate just needs to be drawn every frame. And then right here we just need logic. If keyboard is down, 1 is left. So if left is down, then we're going to draw the left keylogger indent. Indent I mean by like to signify, to show you guys that I'm pressing it. That's why I made it different colors so you can actually see it. And then if A is down, which is our jump button, then draw the jump one. If A is down, then draw keylogger 2. And then if right is down, then draw our keylogger 3. So if nothing is down, it'll just draw the back plate. And then if all of those are down, it'll draw the keylogger's indents over the back plate, which is fine. So that should work. Look at that, guys. Now you can see what I'm pressing. I gotta fix that jump. It's gonna drive me crazy. What's great is like, it shouldn't be too hard to fix because I'm just gonna replace it with an up arrow. So if I open this in Sprite, really? Okay, open this in Sprite. We're actually going to delete you, jump. Paint over you. And we're gonna just do this. You know? So that will be our new backplate. And what's cool is I can literally just overwrite all the file names we already had saved. Gosh, I suck at this. I can overwrite these files. Here we go. Okay, so I'm going to save this as keylogger backplate PNG. Look at that in our Joust picks. It's going to say you're going to overwrite it. I'm going to say that's what I want. So we've got that one done. Let's do keylogger 1. Open Sprite. Skip. Oh yeah, we only need to fix keylogger 2. So open an Sprite, and we're gonna paste that and paint that and save as keylogger 2 and overwrite our old one. And now we shouldn't have to even change anything. It should just be fixed now. That's sick. So yeah, now you guys can visualize what I was talking about. So it's like, it's moving right, but both buttons are pressed, and that's correct because if I just hold left and then keep it held while I hold right, he skids to a stop and does that last input direction. But if I let go, left is still held, so he'll turn and stop. Sick. Okay, dope. Okay, cool. I'm happy with that. I mean, the arrows look jank as hell, but like that arrow doesn't go to a point, but whatever. It's cool that that worked, you know? I mean, I thought I could pull it off really easy, and I was kind of right, so. So now we don't have to worry about that keylogger business not being on the full screen. Cool. Let's see if there's anything else I could realistically do tonight. I'm happy we got that keylogger though, because that's, you know, that'll help people follow along and help troubleshooting or whatever, you know. Okay. I mean, the thing is, I want to fix this animation, but I think it's going to require a fresh mind to get it just right. So I think I'm going to maybe call it a night. It's like, even though I didn't program too much today, you know, I implemented an idea I had with custom pixel art and got it working. And it was, you know, I thought of a thing to do. I thought I could pull it off, and then I pulled it off. So I'm happy with that. So I'm just going to add everything. Get commit with a message. And that message is added keylogger inputs. And then get push origin main. Cool. Sweet. So yeah, tomorrow I'm gonna try to code in the morning tomorrow before my whole day happens, because I didn't code first thing today, and then I had a couple friends call me and end up talking for hours and hours, which was good, but it just means I couldn't draw, and then I couldn't code until this late at night. And then my mind is just like ready for bed. And coding requires, you know, like kind of like a sharp mind if you want to not be banging your head all the time. That's cool. I'm really happy with that. I think that's really sick. So yeah, like seeing that kind of helps visualize why that was so much of a problem, because this is how the original game did it, even though left is just always being held here, it should be able to go left and right like this depending on the last input. I'm really happy with that. I think that's great. Okay, well, thanks for watching. I'm glad I coded today. I was about to not, but I figured any amount of coding is a success, so I just started recording and just went with it. So I'm glad I did. Thanks for watching.